Most owners think their dog puts a paw on them when they are sad because dogs can sense emotions. A vague, slightly mystical explanation that feels true and explains nothing. The sensing is real, but the explanation stops exactly where it should start. Because what your dog is doing when she reaches her paw toward you in a difficult moment is not a reflex, not an instinct, not a simple stimulus response to a detected emotion. It is the result of years of specific learning, deliberate attention, and a form of care that is more considered than most owners ever realize. And once you understand exactly what is happening, what she detected, how she decided to respond, and what that response cost her to produce, the gesture will never read as small again. You know the moment you are not performing sadness, you have not said anything. You are sitting with something that has not yet become visible, that you may not have even named to yourself. And she crosses the room, or shifts from where she was lying, and places her paw on your leg, or your hand, or your arm. Steady, present, not asking for anything. Just there, in the specific way that is different from all her other kinds of there. By the end of this, you will know exactly what that paw is made of, and you will understand why she does it for you in a way she does not do it for everyone. Before the why, one thing about how your dog reads your emotional state, because the mechanism matters more than most owners know. She is not reading your mind, she is reading your body, and your body, before you have made any visible decision about what you're feeling, has already changed in ways she is equipped to detect. Your breathing shifted first, before the tears, before the slumped posture, before anything a human observer would register as distress. Your breathing changed, slightly shallower, slightly different in rhythm, slightly altered in the way that precedes a significant emotional state rather than following it. She heard that change. Her auditory range and sensitivity are built for exactly this kind of fine-grained detection. Your chemistry changed alongside it. Cortisol, adrenaline, the specific hormonal signature of stress and grief and sadness, these are not invisible. They arrive in your breath, your skin, the air immediately around you. She has been reading your specific chemical baseline for as long as she has known you. She knows the difference between your ordinary chemistry and the altered version, not as an abstract diagnostic, but as a deviation from the specific map she has built of you. And your movement changed. The particular quality of your stillness when something is wrong is different from the stillness of comfort or rest. The way you hold your body when you are carrying something, slightly more contracted, slightly more inward, less mobile than the ordinary baseline she has memorized, is legible to her in a way it may not be legible to the people in your life who have known you far longer. She detected all three of these before you gave her any obvious signal. The paw did not come because she saw you cry. It came because she read you before the crying and decided to respond. The first layer of what the paw is, it is contact seeking on your behalf. In the social vocabulary of dogs, physical contact is not casually initiated. It is a deliberate closing of distance, a choice to put the body in proximity to another's body for a specific communicative purpose. The paw placed on you is not a casual gesture. It is a deliberate one. She chose to make contact. She chose the specific form of contact. The paw, not the whole body, not the nudge of the nose, but the sustained, placed, maintained pressure of the paw. And she directed it at you, at this moment, for a reason. Her nervous system was running even if she has no words for it. What she is doing with the contact is regulating, not herself, you. The specific, sustained pressure of her paw on your body is not accidental. Behavioral observation of dogs in emotional support contexts has documented that dogs initiated physical contact with their owners at measurably higher rates during owner distress than during owner-neutral states, and that the contact was sustained longer and accompanied by more direct orientation toward the owner's face than contact initiated in non-distress conditions. She is not touching you because she needs the contact. She is touching you because she has learned across the entire history of her time with you that contact from her changes something in you, that the specific feeling of her weight against your hand or your leg does something to the distress that nothing else in the environment does. She has watched the effect. She has registered the change, and she has learned to produce it, not as performance, but as the genuine application of the one tool she has that she knows reaches you. This is the piece most owners miss entirely. The paw is not instinct. It is learned care. The second layer is what the choice of you specifically reveals. She does not do this for everyone, not with the same consistency, the same accuracy, the same quality of attention. The person whose emotional states she monitors closely enough to detect pre-cry, whose breathing she knows well enough to read the altered version, whose chemistry she has memorized in enough detail to notice the deviation. That level of monitoring requires a level of investment. She does not distribute equally. She has been paying attention to you, specifically, continuously, in more detail than you probably knew, for the entire duration of your relationship. Every ordinary day has been a data collection day. Every version of you she has witnessed has been filed and integrated into the map she is running in real time. The accuracy of her distress detection is proportional to the depth of that map. And the depth of that map is proportional to how much she has decided you are worth building it for. The paw in the difficult moment is the return on that investment. She built the map, she read the deviation, she crossed the room. The specificity of the gesture, for you, at this moment, before you showed it to anyone else, is only possible because of everything that came before it. The paw is the visible end of an invisible process that has been running since the day you became her person. The third layer is the most important and the most easily missed. She is not managing you. She is not performing comfort in the way that requires distance from the difficult thing. She is moving toward the difficult thing, toward you, in the exact moment when you are at your least composed, your least managed, your most raw, and staying, not fleeing from the discomfort of your distress. Not redirecting to something lighter, staying with the weight of it beside you, paw placed steady, face turned toward yours. For a social animal, moving toward rather than away from another's distress is not automatic. It is a choice that requires a specific kind of trust. Trust that the distress is safe to approach. Trust that staying is what is needed. Trust that the presence is more useful than the absence. She has made that assessment and arrived at stay. Move toward. Place the paw. Do not leave. That choice is not small. Most owners receive the paw as comfort offered to themselves, the dog as the one giving, the owner as the one receiving, the gesture as one directional, flowing from her steadiness to your need. Flip that. She is not only offering comfort, she is also trusting you with something, with her own proximity to difficulty, with the specific act of approaching your distress rather than retreating from it, with the particular vulnerability of a creature who has decided that your hard moments are moments she wants to be present for, rather than absent from. The paw is not just her reaching toward you. It is her saying, I know you are not okay right now. I am not leaving. You do not have to manage this alone, and you do not have to manage how it looks. I have already read the real version. I am here for that one. Think about every time it has happened. The moments you were not expecting to be seen because you had not said anything, because the difficult thing was still interior, because nothing visible had broken through yet. And she knew anyway, and she came anyway, and the paw landed before you knew you needed it. You probably did not register those moments as evidence of anything except a good dog, an affectionate dog, a dog who happened to be nearby when something hard was passing through you. But she was not nearby by accident. She had been monitoring. She had read the change. She had decided you needed something. And then she got up and brought you the only thing she had. That paw is the product of years of attention, of a map so detailed it includes the version of you that exists before you have finished feeling something, of a choice made every time to move toward rather than away. She cannot say, I see you. She cannot say you are not alone. She cannot say, I know something is hard and I am staying anyway. She can only place her paw on your hand in the quiet of a room where no one else noticed anything was wrong. And somehow, every time it says all of it. Has your dog ever found you in a hard moment before you showed it to anyone? And what did it feel like when she did? Tell me in the comments. If this is the kind of watching you want to keep doing, subscribing means the next one finds you